today just so happens to be my hair wash day, and I thought it would be the perfect chance to show you guys my full hair care routine, including how I style it. And I've also been asked how I am able to grow my hair this long without getting it damaged and keeping it healthy, so I thought I would share that in this video. I don't usually do a lot to my hair on a daily basis. Normally I just put an oil and that's pretty much it, other than brush it. And I wash my hair every other day because I do have an oilier scalp. So this is going to be the routine that I do once a week on the day that I do wash my hair. So my hair routine has 3 parts to it, and it includes pre-wash, washing, and then we have post-wash. So we're gonna start with pre-wash, and I'm going to introduce the star of my show, which is hair oiling. But before I do that, I actually do something which is just as important, and I do this every day, and that is scalp stimulation and like blood circulation. That way when your hair follicles are opened up, it allows your roots to get the maximum benefits from the hair oil. So I'll place it on my head and then move the skin on my scalp, so I'm actually stimulating the hair follicles. I make sure to brush and detangle my hair, because when I put in the rosemary hair oil and when I wash it out, it's going to be much easier to wash it out later, and versus when it's tangled, it's going to be a little bit messy. And the oil that I use is rosemary oil, and usually I would make my own rosemary oil. So ever since I started doing hair care and getting into all that stuff, I've only ever used my homemade hair oil. Rosemary hair oil has so many benefits. It strengthens the follicles on your scalp, it improves circulation, it helps with like shine and also dandruff as well. My hair has never been this thick, and especially my front baby hairs, they're growing in much thicker, and newer ones are also growing in as well. Rosemary hair oil does not make your hair grow faster, but it does help your hair grow at its natural rate, which is the fastest rate. So sometimes you can have like inhibitors that's causing your hair to grow slower than it can actually grow, but scalp oiling can help your hair grow at its natural rate. So usually I would make my own hair oil, and I've always used my own homemade hair oil, but just because I ran out of all my ingredients, I'm using my first store-bought one actually, and it's the one by Fable and Maine. And then later in this video I will be restocking on the ingredients to make a new homemade batch, and you guys can watch and follow along the tutorial. I use a hair dropper and I part my hair down into the middle, and then I will like add maybe like 4 drops down my hairline, and every time I do, I'll part my hair, I would say half a pinky finger, and then just part it down like this way, and then put another 4 drops down my scalp. And then I'll keep doing that until I get my entire head. Again, doing the same thing and just splitting it like. And then for the back side, I will split my hair, keep adding like 3 drops horizontally like down my scalp. And then sometimes I'll drag the dropper from the top to the bottom of my scalp while squeezing out the hair oil. Okay, so now that I've done all of my hair, I usually like to go in like with another round on my hairline, which is like where my baby hairs are, because these are like the thinnest parts of my hair. And then I just go in with my fingers and just try to massage everything in. So just go like, but I'm not rubbing my fingers on my scalp because that can actually cause breakage, because your hair is in its most fragile state. And make sure to distribute all of the oils across your entire scalp. The next thing that I do is put my hair in a protective hairstyle. For example, a braid or a bun. I like to go in with a braid if my hair is not too tangled. So I basically have two kind of lazy routines. The normal routine is this one where I'll leave my hair oil in for 3 to 4 hours. No more than that, because then that can actually clog your hair follicle and cause breakage. If I'm obviously running late, I'll leave it in for at least an hour. And when you do this, you have to make sure that there are 0 hairs that are pulling on your scalp. I'm going to let it sit for 3 to 4 hours, and then we'll get to the washing part. Okay, so for this you'll need jojoba oil, almond oil, olive oil or grapeseed oil, and a glass dropper or a glass little jar. Oh, and also 3 sprigs of rosemary. If you have a couple leaves of mint, you can also add that in, because that would add in to the benefits of the hair, but I don't have mint, so I'm just using rosemary for now. For this you would need 1/3 of a cup of each oil and just pour it in to the cup, but I don't have a measuring cup, so I'm just going to mark the glass evenly so I know when to stop pouring for each oil. Oh, oops. Forgot to take the cap off. Take my 3 sprigs of rosemary and make sure it's washed and pat dry, and then we're going to simmer this on a saucepan for 25 minutes on low heat and make sure it doesn't bubble up. I'm gonna wait and start the timer until it starts bubbling up a little bit. I'm gonna let this cool for about 5 minutes. Make sure to take your rosemary out after you let it simmer, after the 25 minutes is done. And then this should last up to 2 to 3 weeks. And now we have the second part of my routine, which is washing. So for washing, I always end up sitting like under the shower for like 3 minutes to just get my hair completely wet. Otherwise I end up using a lot of shampoo because it doesn't dilute properly. I actually do 2 layers of shampoo. So the first round is just getting all the gunk out of the surface, and then the second round is actually getting in your scalp and deep cleansing. And then the second round is going over doing the same routine with the shampoo, but making sure it really penetrates into my scalp so my scalp gets all the benefits. And then sometimes I'll skip this step, but when I feel like I really need it or when my hair feels weighed down, I'll go in with a scalp exfoliator, and my favorite one is the one by Fable and Mane. And then next I'll do a deep conditioning hair mask. If I remember, I'll use the L'Oreal Spa hair mask. It's like the one in this big tub. It's super affordable. And we're on to the last step of washing, and that is conditioning. So I just use like a normal conditioner, very affordable. I use Dove, the one by Dove, or herbal essences, and I leave that in for 2 minutes, and afterwards I rinse it out with cold water. So this whole time I've been using warm to hot water to open the pores on my scalp, and then I seal it kind of with cold water to help with the shine, and the conditioner is what's going to help seal the cuticle of your hair. Post-wash is very simple. I always pat dry my hair with a towel and I use a microfiber hair towel. So this is my microfiber hair towel. I really do need to get a longer and bigger one because every time I do, my hair sticks out like this and it doesn't like get this part of my hair because my hair is getting a little long, so I'm gonna need a bigger one. So I have just gotten out of the shower and got all the rosemary hair oil out, and now I'm gonna go in with the microfiber hair towel to let it like sit in my hair for about 5 minutes. It's such a great towel because the fibers are much more gentler on your hair compared to regular hair towels, and I really like that this doesn't make my hair frizz up, and it also soaks up water way better than regular hair towels. So I always go in with a hair oil, and I like to use the hair oil by Fable and Mane as well. I also like to use the Kerastase elixir, and sometimes I also use avocado oil actually. Avocado oil mixed with jojoba oil, that's a really good one for softness and just hair shine, just keeping your mids and ends not dry and strong. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with my hair dryer, and I always have a nozzle, but I literally can't find it anywhere, so if you don't have a nozzle, it's completely fine. Blow drying upwards can actually roughen the hair cuticle and split the hair shaft, so you want it to seal the cuticle by blowing it this way. I'll always do overnight curls, so I don't use heat to style my hair, but I like to blow dry my hair and immediately after I'll do in my hairstyle. So I don't own those like fancy silk rods you see everywhere, but I kind of just made my own version. It's basically a bandana underneath, like a wire bandana, and then I wrapped it with this silk hair accessory. It looks like a silk handkerchief, and then I just place it on my head like this. I use 2 scrunchies and 1 clip. Clip it like this, and then I'll take my silk scrunchie, and then basically how I do it is I'll take 1 strand and then wrap it around, take another strand and then wrap it around, and then I'll keep doing that until I get the entire head of hair. And then we have one side, and then I'm going to do the other side now. And then now you're going to have these 2 little things kind of looking like Cindy Lou. Tie it like this, so it kind of secures everything in place. A lot of the times I will just take a cotton sock and then a couple strands, like about this much of my hair, and then I'll roll it so that way it gets like my bangs and everything is curled, because often when I roll it normally the front part doesn't curl